Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coon. The white man to go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, given to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations, I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations. America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get mad. So nefarious how they don't want my pocket.
I'm not going to call P. Diddy a bitch. 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 Sean Combs is a bitch. Yeah. Sean Combs is a bitch. They bitches too. Sean Combs is a bitch. Yeah. Sean Combs is a bitch. Yeah. You don't hit women when you're a man. You don't hit women when you're a man. P. Diddy a bitch. 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 Sean Combs is a bitch. Yeah. I'm not going to call P. Diddy a bitch or any other name like that. But I ain't gonna stop anybody else from doing it. I'm not gonna malign them. P. Diddy a bitch. P. Diddy a bitch. P Diddy.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your nightly vitamins, okay? So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and hit that like button, like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, okay? And be sure that you tune in every day for the Queen's information, all right? And so with that all being said, also don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr_A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. And as per usual, if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Okay, hello, Cookie, Red Wine Entertainment, Laverne, Lillian X, Stop That Planet, I Want to Get Off. Okay, Goodness Rated Bo is here, OG Patrice, okay, Fat Boo, Pearly, Buckhorse DC, Dangerous, AJ Matthews. All right, Cookie, did I say you? RG Titan, G from the Land, AM, Jeff ATL, Mommy, Nessie X. Okay, so let's get into it. Reggie, I see you. Reggie said nighttime is the right time. You already know. Oh, hell no, it's in the house. Most hated bronze flat power God. So shout out to everybody. I see you, Juju. Okay, Desmond. Shout out to my moderators putting in work. I see you, Laverne. Okay, so and shout out to OG Patrice for texting me that this information had come out. Okay, because let me tell y'all something, honey. I was about to take my shower and settle down for the night and get my snacks. Okay, that's what I was about to do. I was about to get my snacks, honey. And so, anyway, the Queen's work is never done. So let's get into it because here's the thing. Now, the woman that was the Jane Doe in Diddy's lawsuit has been revealed as Anna Kane. And Anna Kane is the ex-wife of NHL star Evander Kane. Okay, so let's get into it, honey. Where is Misha with all them lies? That's the lady right there, a whole white woman. But yet Misha wanted us to think that was her. Please pay attention. Okay? Uh, the lies that people tell. All right. So anyway, if you missed the previous broadcast today, please go back and check those out at your leisure. Okay, so let's talk about it, honey, because this is all nefarious. And here's the thing. The sad thing of it is, now it makes sense why this woman wouldn't want to be named and why she wouldn't want to reveal her identity because she's a public figure. At least she was married previously to a public figure, so that makes her a public figure. And now you see, she's made her Instagram private because I went on there. I went on there to see if I could, find some more pictures of her and whatnot. And yeah, her Instagram is now private. And so, likely, hold on, let me go to that real quick. And so, likely all of this to do about Misha going around here telling all these lies and stuff, this may have had something to do with the woman having to come on out and say who she was or who she is. See, there she is. All right. Account's private, honey, and I don't blame her. Okay. Drawing unwanted attention to somebody who's already been victimized, okay, at the end of the day. And the sad thing is, Misha and Adria were going around here selling all those lies, collecting all them coins, and just playing the victims. Now, maybe something happened to them, but clearly the things that they were saying for the most part didn't happen to them, okay? It was just all lies and BS. And let me tell you all something else. When I had spoken to Adria, or she texted me after I did that nefarious interview with her where I already knew she was lying. Me and Gavin were sitting there laughing and texting each other. She sent me a text telling me to send her the link to the video. And I said, okay, wait till she gets the low to this. Because you know that when I aired the video of the interview, it was at the same time that me and Gavin talked about the lies that we knew she was telling. And I also played the video of me exposing her days before in a membership only live. Okay. So yeah, I don't know how she received that, but what I do know is that she went in on me, honey. That's what she did. She went in on the Queen. I mean, I can't say that I blame her because what I did was dirty in all fairness, but so was her going around here telling lies. I had to be the voice for the victims, okay, to call out the liars and frauds, because like I told you guys, that was detrimental for the people who really have been victimized and traumatized. OG Patrice said, Queen, it was my pleasure. I love your commentary. Thank you, beloved, and I love you. Okay? And so with that all being said, honey, it's all nefarious. And so anyway, I'm going to tell y'all what she said.
First, I'm gonna tell y'all what I said because I already told y'all that I sent her that contract telling her that sure, I'll give you 75% of the monetization of the video if and only if you and Misha get on here and tell the truth and nothing but. Okay, I showed you our contract. So here's what I told her. I said, girl, matter of fact, let me just show you guys. Let me just share my screen so y'all can see. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Okay, now the reason I sent her this is because and I want you all to pay attention because this goes back to Lion RST Sotels talking about she was the first one to expose it. Because even this text message exchange was prior to her trying to out Misha, who'd already been outed at that point. But here's the thing. She texted me asking me to send her the video, the link to the video so she could share it, and which I did. And I'm sure she didn't share it. Well, then I told her, I said, girl, you and Misha are both exposed as liars all over the internet. Because that's what I did. I exposed them, shaking my damn head. I said, the contract I sent you is null and void for one, because it was supposed to be you and Misha. Also, you didn't tell the whole truth. Attorney Douglas Wigdor, who is Cassie's lawyer, is representing the Jane Doe from Detroit that's in the photo with Diddy wearing the D&G shirt. If Misha was telling the truth, she wouldn't be embarrassed. Lastly, my friend Gavin, who was on the live, is an attorney, and he doesn't believe what you said either. Making up lies is so detrimental to the victims who are telling the real truth. You both should be ashamed of yourselves. Now, if you have actual proof of your claims, I will apologize to you publicly. But my channel is based on truth. Here's her proof. She says, okay, well, I'm in Vibe magazine. My lawsuit is 114 pages filed in the Southern District of New York. Girl, that's your proof. Please sit down somewhere. Okay, please sit down somewhere. That is hardly proof. Okay, I just want you to pay attention. Hold on. I find it all interesting that she thought that was proof. Please make it all make sense. Now, with that all being said, hold on, let me screenshot this real quick because I forgot to send myself her whole response. But anyway, I just want y'all to pay attention, honey, because the lies just keep coming out. And we got people sitting up here playing victims when we have real victims, and our attention wasn't focused on them because we're sitting up here playing games with people who are just liars who like to lie. Okay, somebody make it all make sense. And while I'm digging this up, so I can screenshot it and let y'all see the foolishness, please, let's have a word from my sponsor. Okay, and I think she gave me a low-key threat, and I'm not too sure on how to take what she said, but we'll see in a second.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Now, don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts, and also you can find it at Walmart.com. Okay, and for the men, don't forget that she has beard oil. Okay, and so please pay attention. Now, with that all being said, let us continue because I find it all interesting. All right, I find it all interesting. So anyway, but let's continue. Okay, let's continue. Now, here's the rest of what she said. This is all so nefarious, honey. You got to call out the lies. Reggie says, I'm starting to sense a theme here. Hold on. Jeff ATL said, Queen. Queen got the Glock. Just oh my goodness. Jeff said, Queen got the Glock just in case Eldria English want to come for her. Oh my goodness. Jeff, you are something else. Okay. You are something else. Okay, so anyway, here's what she had to say. When I asked her if she could, told her if she could provide proof, she said, okay, well, I'm in Vibe magazine and my lawsuit is 114 pages filed in New York District Court. you just watch the trial. I will never do your show nor acknowledge you again. Peace. And you can see I loved it. Okay. Okay, I loved it because girl, sit down somewhere. You would definitely will never do my show again, honey. Okay, because my show is not based on lies and BS. Okay, that's what it isn't based on, beloved. All right. Then she sent me a video of somebody's show that she was on, which I never even watched, but it was a video of somebody's channel she went on telling more lies, and I guess that was supposed to somehow convince me that she was telling the truth and nothing but. And then told me to watch what she says at the end. Like I said, which I never did. And she basically said something about God's vengeance or what have you. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. All right. She says, you got to watch what I say at the end. God's vengeance is coming soon. And she sent me this video, like I said. And so I don't know what she said at the end, nor do I care. Because what I do know is that she sat up here and told a whole bunch of lies. Okay, taking away from the credibility of actual victims. I don't have time for it. Okay, I don't have time for it. And I don't need liars to come in here and tell foolish lies for clicks and views because I'm going to expose them. That's what I'm known for. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about this woman who has come out, had to reveal herself, Miss Anna Kane, ex-wife of NHL star Evander Kane. Now, Diddy's facing a mountain of lawsuits from anonymous accusers, but one accuser's name has now been revealed in court docs, and she's the ex-wife of a professional hockey player. According to new law docs obtained by TMZ, one of the Jane Does suing Diddy for sexual assault was ordered to reveal her identity if she wanted to continue her lawsuit. I think that's kind of shady for the judges to be doing that, saying that, okay, if you want us to take your lawsuit, you want to, really want to continue with this, you're going to have to tell us who you are. I think that's kind of shady, but hey, that's just me. So anyway, she had to identify herself to continue the lawsuit. And now we've learned the woman suing is Anna Kane, who used to be married to NHL star Evander Kane. FYI, Evander has not been accused of any wrongdoing. Okay, now Anna amended her lawsuit to include her government name, as we already told you. She claims that she was just 17 years old and still in high school when Diddy and others gang raped her. Now, in a statement through her attorney, Doug Wigder, Anna tells TMZ, she says, I had hoped to use a pseudonym in pursuing justice for what happened to me as a teenager. Defendants demand that I use my name was an attempt to intimidate me. But I'm not intimidated. I'm prepared to proceed and hold accountable those who have harmed me. Now, in her lawsuit, Anna claims that she met Bad Boy Entertainment President Harv Pierre. Okay, we know the rest. In 2003, okay, and he dropped Diddy's name and all of that. Now, supposedly she was at a club or whatnot, and in the VIP. And so she claims she was 17 years old in the 11th grade when the meeting happened. Then she had the invitation that Harv Pierre gave her to the Big Apple, where she met Diddy at the studio. Okay, plied her with illegal substances and alcohol before assaulting her. Okay, the lawsuit included photos of the alleged meeting, and she says she's the girl with the blurred face. Anna claims that during the meeting, Diddy took her into the bathroom where he penetrated her from behind as she was bent over a sink, and she says that she didn't consent to having these relations. For his part, Diddy has denied the allegations. This is just all a hot mess. And Anna and Evander, who now plays for the Edmonton Oilers, married in 2018 and had one child together before she filed for divorce in July of 2021. Diddy is going down, honey. Okay, you did this to a white teenager. I'm sorry, that's going to be the final nail in his coffin, honey. Okay, please pay attention. All right, Diddy is going down. He's not getting out of there anytime soon. Okay. Claudette says she's going to win that lawsuit. Yes, let me tell you something. Of course she is. And Diddy is going to prison for a very long time. Okay, very long time. Unless he's somehow able to barter his freedom with those videotapes. Okay, like I told you guys. And here's the thing too. Remember last month when they were talking about the Diddy investigators raised serious concerns for victim safety in courtroom showdown. Do y'all remember that? Federal prosecutors. Hold on, let me mute that. Okay. So anyway, they say The federal prosecutors have serious and ongoing concerns for the safety of victims and witnesses connected to their case against Sean Diddy Combs, the hip-hop mogul turned entertainment billionaire, who they are accusing of sex crimes and are asking a judge to deny a defense request to identify them. They're also rejecting claims from Diddy's defense team that the government was behind the leak of a brutal video showing the star assaulting his ex, Cassandra Ventura, in Los Angeles in a hotel hallway. Now, lawyers for Diddy, they basically have demanded an evidentiary hearing on leaks in the case and asserted that the damning video, which Combs apologized for, was improperly released by federal investigators in a grand jury leak. The Justice Department denied even having a copy of the video before CNN obtained and published it in May and said that Combs' filings are an attempt to suppress the damning video evidence in his trial. Yeah, of course they don't want that brought in. Now, the defendant baselessly accuses DHS agents who have no authority to issue grand jury process, of secretly obtaining the Intercontinental video unbeknownst to the prosecutors conducting the investigation and then leaking it to CNN. According to the prosecutors, they say no evidentiary hearing is necessary to reject these assertions as incredible. Now, according to federal investigators, they wanted to find the video after learning about it, but discovered it had disappeared from the hotel server. What they did find, allegedly, was an attempt from Combs to bribe the hotel security. Interestingly, according to prosecutors, on the day that the video went public, Combs' defense wrote to them to express a concern that someone, not any of you, and not the lead case agents, had provided this footage to CNN. And that's what they're supposed to say. Not any of you and not the lead case agents. Okay, so they weren't accusing them then, but now they're accusing them. Okay, I find it all interesting. And then the government said that it learned of the video only after the leak and was looking into how it got out, floating the idea that Combs' own employees could have made it public. Now, the defense refuses to acknowledge that multiple individuals other than government agents, including some of its own employees, may have had access to the Intercontinental video, according to prosecutors. The government also opposes a defense request for a gag order that would restrict victims from speaking out on the case. Homeland Security investigations agents raided his mansions in Miami and Los Angeles back in March. His arrest came in mid-September. And I'm sorry, let me just pat myself on the back again because I'm the one, you heard it here first. I predicted that he would, in fact, be arrested mid to late September. I was very specific, and those are called prophetic visions, okay, not guesses. So with that all been said, the DOJ also asked a judge to deny Combs' request for a gag order. Combs is facing federal trafficking, prostitution, and racketeering charges. Federal prosecutors argued that he is simply not entitled to the remedies he seeks and asked the court to shut down his attorney's motions. Now, separately, he faces more than a dozen civil lawsuits alleging abuse and other wrongdoings, and dozens more accusers are expected to come forward with litigations of their own. In another case out of Louisiana, he's also accused of ripping off a design firm that built his stage displays, and the plaintiff's legal team in that case said more business-related lawsuits are likely to turn up. Diddy's not going to have a dime left, okay? How's he going to continue to pay his lawyers? Now, because of crossover between the criminal and civil matters, federal prosecutors told the judge that Combs' request to have his Jane Doe accusers publicly identified could place them at risk if granted, saying there are serious and ongoing concerns of victim and witness safety, tampering, and intimidation. Now, Combs' criminal trial is scheduled for May the 5th. The feds opened their investigation in November of 2023, around the time Ventura sued Combs, alleging physical and sexual abuse. So Combs vehemently denied the allegations from Ventura and from all of the other accusers. Then the video was leaked, showing the nearly naked billionaire brutally assaulting her in the hallway of the Los Angeles Intercontinental Hotel. The video appeared to corroborate at least one claim in Ventura's lawsuit that Combs punched her in the face in the hotel in 2016. Mr. Combs became extremely intoxicated and punched Ms. Ventura in the face, giving her a black eye, is what her attorneys alleged. He was drunk, according to the lawsuit, and when he passed out, she tried to sneak out. But he allegedly woke up and resumed screaming at her, followed her into the hallway, and threw her to the ground. He issued a teary video apology and said that he would seek help. Now he's being held without bail in a federal jail in Brooklyn. Combs and Ventura settled out of court a day after she sued him, but his legal struggles have now snowballed from there. Okay, over the past year, numerous new accusers have come forward, and Texas Attorney Tony Buzbee said in October he now represents more than 100 people looking to sue the rapper. He has been accused of doling out date grape drugs and victimizes adults and children at parties, some of which allegedly involved unnamed celebrity accomplices. Oh, Diddy, what have you done to yourself? Okay. This is all so nefarious. Okay. And then the nerve of him to be sitting up there, whining and crying and all of that, just making all these complaints. Okay, just making all of these nefarious complaints. OG Patrice said Diddy is a violent, malignant narcissist and a psychopath. Yes, he is. Absolutely. But here's the thing. He's not actually a psychopath. He's a sociopath. That's what he is. He's a sociopath, beloved, and he needs to sit down somewhere. That's what he needs to do. But he's definitely a malignant and a covert narcissist, in my opinion. Okay. Reggie says, okay, I had to re-enter the chat and I looked at the pic after and she looks white to me now. Right. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, with that all being said, like I said, all of these people out here clout chasing off the Diddy story. You don't have to make up stuff. There's already enough salacious details to go around. I mean, every other day, there's literally another lawsuit and allegation. Why would anybody have to feel the need to just make up stuff? I haven't a clue. Okay. But anyway, now let's talk about Daniel Penny. Okay, because did you guys hear about his trial? Let's talk about it because this came out 5 hours ago. Manslaughter charge against Daniel Penny dismissed. Jury to continue deliberating lesser charge on Monday. So they can't reach a decision, and that's not good. That means that they likely want to let this man go free. Okay, I want y'all to pay attention. Well, me personally, I think he's absolutely guilty. I think he's absolutely guilty because, for one, even though Jordan Neely was screaming and talking loud or whatever, he was not physical with anyone, didn't put his hands on anyone. And even if Daniel Penny thought that maybe he would and felt a need to restrain him, did he have to do so to the extent that he caused his life to end? Did he have to do so to that extent? I mean, he's a former Marine, or was currently a Marine, I think. And as far as I'm concerned, he should have known that he was applying pressure for a length of time that would take the man's life. You know what I'm saying? And it's real interesting because you have these people out here praising him. Okay, so let's talk about that. First off, let's talk about this manslaughter charge. Okay, so a judge granted a motion from Manhattan prosecutors to dismiss the more serious charge of second-degree manslaughter against Daniel Penny on Friday in his trial over the chokehold death of Jordan Neely on a New York City subway last year. Now, the ruling clears the way for the jury to consider a remaining lesser charge of criminally negligent homicide. So it came after a Manhattan jury said they were deadlocked, and they were deadlocked twice. Okay, on the manslaughter charge, and Penny's defense attorneys renewed their motion for a mistrial. Now, over defense objections, Judge Maxwell Wiley agreed with prosecutors who argued that dismissing the first count of second-degree manslaughter eliminates the defense's concern about a compromise verdict. So Penny, who's 26 and a former Marine, now faces a single charge of criminally negligent homicide in Neely's death, which carries a maximum penalty of 4 years in prison, significantly less than a potential maximum sentence of 15 years tied to the more serious charge. Now, the judge could also choose to sentence Penny to no prison time if he's convicted. You know what? If he is convicted, he likely won't get any prison time. I want y'all to pay attention. And he likely won't even be convicted. But let's continue. Now, Penny could not have been convicted of both charges, according to the judge's instructions to the jury. Wiley told the jury the second-degree manslaughter charge has been dismissed, functionally allowing them to now consider the remaining charge of criminally negligent homicide. Saying what that means is you are now free to consider count 2. Whether that makes any difference or not, I have no idea. This is what the judge said to the jury after updating them. Now, Judge Wiley had instructed the jurors to keep deliberating after they were deadlocked on the charge earlier in the day. Penny's defense attorneys objected and moved for a mistrial over the deadlocked panel of 12 Manhattanites. Now, after informing them of the manslaughter charge dismissal, Judge Wiley sent the jury home earlier than usual, telling the panel to think about something else over the weekend. And the jury will return Monday morning to continue deliberations on the remaining charge. So anyway, they said it's not time for a mistrial. This is what Wiley told the attorneys outside the presence of the jury after the jury first reported being deadlocked. Shortly before the judge's ruling, lead prosecutor Dafina Yoren had indicated her office would drop the second-degree manslaughter charge if the jury could move on to consider the lesser charge of criminally negligent homicide. Now, defense attorney Thomas Kenneth objected to the motion, telling the judge he was unaware of any legal precedent for the prosecution's proposal and called it novel. Now, granting the proposal, Kenneth argued, would encourage prosecutors' offices to overcharge in the grand jury. So they just want him to get off scot-free. Now, Penny's defense attorney made clear they would appeal Wiley's decision if the jury ultimately convicts Penny on the criminally negligent homicide charge. Now, Wiley acknowledged there may not be an explicit precedent for his ruling, telling the attorneys, "I'll take a chance and grant the prosecution's application." So, explaining his rationale, the judge said it is a unique case because typically in an indictment, including a lesser charge, there is a very clear difference between the counts. But in this case, he said, there is not. He says, "We are obviously very pleased with the court's decision to withdraw the top count of this indictment." This is what Knief said, okay, in a statement he gave Friday evening, said that, "However, we have always maintained that Danny acted reasonably in restraining Jordan Neely, and justice will not be served until he is acquitted of criminally negligent homicide as well. We are hopeful that it will happen when the jury returns on Monday." Well, I'm hoping it isn't. Okay, Neely, who was a 30-year-old street artist who struggled with homelessness, mental illness, and drugs, had entered the New York subway May the 1st of 2023. But we all know how that happened, okay? He was arguing, he was talking loud, he was hungry, he was frustrated, he was homeless, and, I'm sure struggling from mental illness, as they said. And so with that all been said, as far as I'm concerned, Jordan Neely should still be alive today. Restraining him is one thing, but taking his life is a whole nother. And I want you all to pay attention to how the police were interacting with Mr. Daniel Penny when he was during his interrogation. Let me just pull that up. How he was when they were interrogating him. It was just all laughing. Okay, let me just share my screen. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. So I find this all interesting. Here we go.
Cool.
How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Very good. Very good. I'm doing well.
Yeah.
You served in the Marine Corps then?
I did, yes.
I served in the Marine Corps.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Got my little death before the sun.
There you go. Nice, man.
What you doing? What was your MOS from?
I was in 0351.
I was an 0331.
Oh, cool. Michigan. Yeah, weapons platoon. Nice, man.
Yeah.
I was not military, so I don't know what that stuff is.
That's like another language.
3rd Battalion, 6th Marines.
Okay, there you go. 36.
96 to 2000.
Nice.
Two med floats. Did my thing, and then I ended up here. Now I got close to 22 years here now, man.
Good pension.
Yeah, man.
I grew up in Queens as well.
Nice.
So that's good, Daniel. Anyway, listen, Daniel. So we want to talk to you about what happened today.
Sure.
Thank you for sticking around.
Yeah.
And being cooperative.
Absolutely.
And Rob serving in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
But anyway, before we speak to you about today, we have to read you your rights.
Sure. Absolutely.
So I'm going to read you your rights. After each question, I'm going to say, do you understand? Say yes or no in a loud, clear voice. You got to say yes or no. You can't just nod your head. I got to hear it, okay?
Okay.
You have the right to remain silent and refuse to answer questions. Do you understand?
I understand.
Anything you do say may be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand?
I understand.
You have the right to consult an attorney before speaking to the police and to have an attorney present during any questioning now or in the future. Do you understand?
I understand.
If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you without cost. Do you understand?
I understand.
If you do not have an attorney available, you have the right to remain silent until you've had an opportunity to consult with one. Do you understand?
I understand.
Now that I've advised you of your rights, are you willing to answer questions?
Yes.
So kind of run with me and Detective Medina, the course of your day, where you're coming from, where you're
Sure.
going, and then what led up to, the incident on the train?
Absolutely. So I have class down in Brooklyn. I take the F down to J Street Metro Tech. My class is at 12. So once the class finished up, I was going straight to the gym. I go to the gym.
Let me just say this before we continue. You know what really gets me is you can clearly see that this man has no remorse. Now, if you just took the life of someone, it would seem to me if you had an ounce of humanity and you were really a good person, that of course you wouldn't have wanted to do that and you would have been, shaken up. You may have been nervous, upset, crying a little bit even, or just very much so not as calm as he is, not sitting there laughing and smiling. Like they're talking about a football game that they all just watched. That's very interesting to me. Okay, I just want you all to pay attention, honey. These are the actions of a psychopath. Please pay attention.
Gym in Lifetime on 23rd Street. So I get off, I take the F straight from school to the gym. Was on there. I forget what stop it was at, but some guy came in. He's like, whipped his jacket off, and he's like, "I'm gonna kill everybody. I can go to prison forever. I don't care. I don't do this." At that point, I looked to the person next to me like, "Hey, just hang on to this phone for me." I had my headphones in, took it off, and just kind of like grabbed him from behind because he came in just to because he was acting like a lunatic, like a crazy person. So, and he was rolling around the floor, and at that point the train stopped. I was like, "Someone call the cops," and he's still like rolling around, still going crazy. I had two other guys kind of help me, just kind of keep him from going nuts, and yeah, that's when you guys came.
Okay.
He seemed like he was on something. He
Yeah,
seemed
absolutely.
intoxicated, high.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that K2 that they're smoking, pushing people in front, like these people are going crazy.
So he seemed.
Now, I want you to pay attention also to how the cop is putting words in his mouth. Did he seem like he was high on something? First of all, how would he know that? Is he an expert in drug abuse? Okay, he's literally putting words in his mouth because you see, that makes it better for him. If we can establish that maybe this person was high at the time, then that makes it look more plausible as to why you had to do what you did. It's just like the case of George Floyd when Derek Chauvin had his knee on his neck. Okay, for almost 10 minutes. They brought up his drug addiction, which had nothing to do with what happened to him and how he died.
He seemed off his lid, basically.
A little bit, yeah.
Now, explain the interaction you had with him.
So I came up, had his back turned to me, and I just kind of got him in a hold, got him to the ground. He's still like squirming around and still, going crazy. And I turned to a guy, I'm like, "Hey, call the cops," because the train arrived in Broadway.
Yeah.
And then waited for you guys.
Dan, you said Danny, right?
Yes, correct.
Do you mind showing me?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, so he was standing behind me,
Yeah.
and I kind of came like this.
Okay. Did you apply pressure, Daniel?
No, I wasn't, I just wanted to keep him from getting to people.
Did you put your hooks in?
Wrap my legs.
Did you learn the jujitsu from the Marine Corps?
I did, yes.
You learned how to grapple in the Marine Corps. What belt level you made it to?
Green.
Green belt?
Yeah,
Good. All right.
it was all right. I was a little bit, I should have went higher. Yeah.
Should have applied yourself more, huh?
Yeah, I mean, hindsight's 20/20, right?
So he says, if I don't get this, I'm gonna kill everyone. Something
Going
to
to
that.
jail forever,
Yeah.
I'm willing to.
Is it at that point, that's when you get up and decide to put him in the hold?
After-
Because it looks like a sleeper hold to me, like
Right,
something
yeah.
similar to like.
I'm not trying to,
No.
kill the guy.
Right.
I'm just trying to de-escalate the situation, right?
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
Daniel, not a speak hold, but would you say what you put him in, because I do take Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu myself, I've been taking it for many years. Would you say that was considered a rear naked choke?
I mean, I don't train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so I'm not.
But in the Marine Corps, is that considered a rear naked choke?
I don't know what you would call that now. I'm not sure.
Because I noticed that you put it around my neck and then you closed from behind.
I would have had it on the back of his head. I didn't press forward.
You didn't press forward.
I noticed when you were doing it to him too, you went to go put your legs around him.
I did.
Yeah.
I held my legs so because if you flop it around and stuff, you can easily get out of that if you don't lock it.
You did that to control him in place.
That's correct.
Explain to me what made you want to get involved? What made you?
Well, I mean, he's threatening people,
Mhm.
and I'm not confrontational. Not a confrontational guy. In the Marine Corps, I felt the need to step in.
Yeah.
There's women, children on the train. I'm sure there's ladies there that will vouch for me, And
He felt like he was threatening other people. He felt like
interrogation, they're supposed to let the person speak. They're supposed to ask questions and let the person speak. They're not supposed to be coaching them and giving the person ideas. And that's clearly what these cops are doing. And pay attention to how he said, well, the cop says, well, he said something like, I'm going to kill everybody, right? No, he didn't say that. Okay, that's what he didn't say. All right. He said he didn't care if he died. He was willing to die and go to jail. That's what he said. Like, this is all just getting on my nerves, but let's continue.
oh, he was
did
absolutely
you feel like someone's life was in danger?
100%.
Did anybody else hold him down?
Yeah, there was 2 other guys that were helping. As soon as those guys came in and were holding his arms, then I kind of let up.
You let him go.
That's correct.
And when you let him go, what happened? What do you remember?
It was just,
Was he still moving? Was he still saying anything?
I mean, yeah, he was moving a bit, and I was worried that he would go again. So I was telling those guys, like, hey, like, make sure you keep hanging on to him.
So the 3 of you holding him down, or just the 2 other gentlemen?
Just the 2 other guys were hanging on to him.
And how long did they hold him down? They were holding him down by the arms?
Yeah, by the arms. By the arms.
How long were they holding him down before the cops got there?
Like I said, man, it's like all, like you're exerting energy at
The
that point.
adrenaline is going, right?
Right.
It's like fight or flight. Everything's going, you know.
That's correct.
You lose track of time.
Yep.
I understand. At any given time, did you reapply any kind of hold on him once you let him go, or
No,
that was it?
no.
You got
That was it.
And what do you remember from there? Explain to me.
Just the cops came and that was it. We got him.
Okay. When the cops came, what was he doing?
He was just on the ground.
Was he saying anything? Was he? No.
Like I'm trying to, like all these people are like filming and shit and like they're, I don't know.
Okay. Anything else you remember, Daniel, from this interaction? Anything else that was said? Anybody else say anything to you?
I mean, everyone on the train was, I asked a few people like, hey, stick around when the cops come, just so, and they were like, yeah, well, and the people were thanking me and stuff, because I wasn't like, I'm not trying to, like I said, I'm not a confrontational guy.
Mhm.
And I'm not out here like trying to attack people, you know, it's not me, not how I was trained.
Yeah.
You know, I just felt the need that this guy was saying that he's gonna kill people, that he's prepared to go to jail for life. I hear that, and I'm like,
But he was making enough of a scene that you noticed him, and then you probably would have noticed if he put his hands on someone.
But I didn't.
Okay, all right, that's fine. And then once he starts doing that, that's when you try to subdue him.
Yes, I wasn't trying to like injure him.
Right.
I'm just trying to keep him from hurting anybody else. He's threatening people. That's what we learned in the Marine Corps. That's what you guys learn as police officers. It's the same thing if you're off duty, you're gonna intervene in a situation where it's.
And he's full of crap as far as I'm concerned. He is full of crap. And like Fat Boo said, if there was other people helping him, assisting him and holding him down, why did he have to kill him? And another thing is, he could have subdued him without putting his hands around his neck, okay, without choking him, put him in the whole chokehold. He could have put his arms behind his back and just held his arms. I mean, there's just different things he could have done rather than doing that. Okay, I just find it all very interesting. Roddy said, this is very sickening. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. DSB says, try that with me, Danny boy. Get your ace flipped on your damn back. Okay, right. Exactly, beloved. And thanks for your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. And for your insight into the topic. I appreciate you. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, that was not needed at all. My thing is, once they had him subdued, okay, they couldn't just let go and, just talk to him or whatever. Or even if they wanted to hold him until the train came to a stop, you didn't have to choke him. Okay, that's what you didn't have to do. Now, let's go to this next video of him talking about it. Daniel Penny, that is.
The doors, a man came on, stumbled on. He appeared to be on drugs. The doors closed, and
now, keep in mind that he got that from the police. He got that right there from the police. Talking about a man came on, he appeared to be on drugs. He got that from the police during that interrogation. Y'all just heard the police say, did he look like he was on drugs? Like giving him clues.
He ripped his jacket off and threw it at the people sitting down to my left. I was listening to music at the time, and he was yelling, so I took my headphones out to hear what he was yelling. And the 3 main threats that he repeated over and over was, I'm going to kill you. I'm prepared to go to jail for life, and I'm willing to die. You know, this was a scary situation, and Mr. Neely came on. He was threatening. I'm 6'2", and he was taller than me.
Now, he also got that part about I'm going to kill you from the cops, because I don't recall any of the witnesses saying that he said he was going to kill anybody. And quite frankly, there was video footage. Okay. He was saying that he didn't care if he died that day. Okay. That's what he was. I didn't hear him say anything about killing anybody. Maybe I'm wrong.
So it was, and there's a common misconception that Marines don't get scared. We're actually taught one of our core values is courage. And courage is not the absence of fear, but how you handle fear. And you know, I was scared for myself, but I looked around, I saw women and children. He was yelling in their faces, saying these threats. I couldn't just sit still. Some people say that I was holding on to Mr. Neely for 15 minutes. This is not true. I mean, between stops is only a couple minutes. So the whole interaction lasted less than 5 minutes. Some people say I was trying to choke him to death, which is also not true. I was trying to restrain him. You can see in the video, there's a clear rise and fall of his chest, indicating that he's breathing. I'm trying to restrain him from him being able to carry out the threats. And then some people say that this was about race, which is absolutely ridiculous. I didn't see a black man threatening passengers. I saw a man threatening passengers.
Yeah, right.
A lot of whom were people of color. The man who helped restrain Mr. Neely was a person of color. And then a few days after the incident, I read in the papers that a woman of color came out and called me a hero. What I don't believe that I'm a hero, but she was one of those people that I was trying to protect. We were all scared. Mr. Neely was yelling in these passengers' faces, and they looked terrified. The reason why there was no video at the start of the altercation was because people were too afraid getting away from him, and the videos didn't start until they saw that situation was under control. I knew I had to act, and I acted in a way that would protect the other passengers, protect myself, and protect Mr. Neely. I used this hold to restrain him, and I did this by leaving my hand on top of his head to control his body. You can see in the video, there's a clear rise and fall of his chest, indicating that he was still breathing. And I'm calibrating my grip based on the force that he's exerting. And I was trying to keep him on the ground until the police came. I was praying that the police would come and take this situation over. I didn't want to be put in that situation, but I couldn't just sit still and let him carry out these threats.
Okay, again, I don't recall anyone saying that Jordan Neely threatened to kill anyone. I don't recall anybody saying that. Now, anyone feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember that. Okay, and then he's talking about people of color. RG Titan said, miss us with that people of color foolishness. Exactly. And here's the thing. I want you all to really think about what he sat there and just said. So you took this man's life. You feared for your own safety, according to him, but you came at him from behind. So what were you afraid of? He didn't even see you. Mr. Jordan Neely didn't even see you. You got him from behind, sir. Why were you in fear for your life? And second of all, he sat there and said that he was yelling. He was yelling at these people. So you took a man's life for yelling? I want y'all to really think about that. Somebody lost their life because they were yelling. People yell when they get frustrated. People yell when they're upset and things like that. You know, the bottom line is if he didn't get physical with anyone, there was no need for him to put his hands on that man. He could have just sat there and let him yell all he wanted, no matter what he was yelling. And then if you saw him make a move to do something, then you put hands on him. That's another thing. But he literally put this man, drug him to the ground, had him in a chokehold because he was yelling. This is all crazy to me. Only in America, honey. And let me tell you something else. Had that been somebody who looks like me and who had done that to somebody who looks like Daniel Penny, those cops would not have been sitting there so gleefully laughing and talking and calling him daddy. That's what they wouldn't have done, nor would millions of people in this country be saying he's a hero. They wouldn't have been saying that had that been a black man who did that to some white man who was having mental issues, okay? And who was having an outburst, they would not have been reacting this way. And you all know that. Now they'll sit there and say, oh, they always playing the race card. Well, that's the only card they give us to play in this country at the end of the day. Oh, don't make everything about race. Well, we're not the ones who make everything about race. They are. You see, because had Daniel Penny, been a black person and did that to a white person, this would be a whole nother story. The guilty verdict would have already been done. There'd be no need for deliberations for days and changing of the charges and any of this. Mistrials, deadlock, none of that would have happened or existed. I want you all to pay attention. And that's just facts on facts on facts. Okay, that's how that goes. Now, before I roll up out of here, let's talk about the update on the healthcare CEO murder. Because the police are coming out saying something that I'm sure most of us already knew. Listen to this. This is also crazy. Like, why are they even reporting it? United Healthcare CEO murder suspect has fled the Big Apple, police commissioner says. I'm sorry, sir. Yeah, of course he fled the Big Apple. Okay, he was only there for one purpose, and that was to murk that man. Okay, and why would he stick around? I'm sorry, make it all make sense. So 3:22 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. According to CNN, a New York NYPD spokesperson says a backpack found in Central Park is being investigated as possibly belonging to the suspect wanted for the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. As TMZ reported yesterday, the backpack appears to be an everyday backpack from Peak Designs, a bag meant for serious photographers, but designed for casual use as well. Now, the manhunt for the suspect who fatally shot United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in Manhattan is expanding beyond New York City because cops think he fled the Big Apple. I'm sorry. They think he fled the Big Apple. Of course he did. Like I said, why would he stick around? Okay. New York City Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch told CNN that NYPD investigators have reason to believe the suspect is no longer in town. I'm sorry. Y'all, this is the most ridiculous stuff ever. Okay. The man was clearly there to carry out a hit that I'm sure he was paid to do. Okay. And was probably on the next flight up out of there. Okay. This is all crazy. Okay. Reggie says someone close to that man gave him up. And in my opinion, money and greed seems to be the yes, that's what I said. Okay, that's what I said. You see, here's the thing. This man was already under investigation, like I told you all earlier. If you missed the video I did about this morning, please go back and watch. Because this man was already under investigation by the DOJ, okay, for insider trading, for a pump and dump scheme, okay, where they got all these investors, they got their money, okay, and then got rid of their shares. And then people lost millions. So people are clearly disgruntled and upset. But I think that it wasn't one of those disgruntled people that took him out. I think that it was his own colleagues, okay, possibly a board member even. Because at the end of the day, like I told you guys, if the DOJ was investigating them, don't you think maybe he was snitching? Don't you think he maybe was talking or giving up some information or made an agreement to cooperate with the feds? And that's just what I feel. Okay, now I could be absolutely wrong, but then again, I could be absolutely right. And I think that's what it is. Okay, so when you get into this stuff with big pharma and insurance companies and all this stuff, it's like corporate cartels. That's what I told you guys. And these people don't play by the rules. They act like the regular cartels that you see coming across the southern border. Okay, the ones you find down there in Colombia and Mexico. They act the same way when you tick them off or when you go against them or you think you're going to expose them and mess up their money. That's how it happens. Okay, please pay attention. So I just find it all interesting. I just find it all interesting. So Reggie says, I'm also surprised that he was only 50. He was privileged to be rolling since 2001. I can agree, beloved. Okay, we next, aka DSB says, I'm about to send you something to your Cash App, Queen. Well, thank you, beloved. I really appreciate you. Thank you for your kindness. And also thank you for the contribution to the channels, okay? Your contributions to my channels. I really appreciate you. Listen, let me just tell you all, DSB buys memberships on this channel and my spiritual channel. Okay, so you all shout him out because a lot of people have memberships thanks to him. Okay, so please pay attention. All right, so I really appreciate you. Okay, so anyway, Arjuman Mahal said this was a trained professional. Yes. And I'm glad you brought that back up because the guy on the news, I don't know who he was or what type of expertise, if any level of expertise he had at all. He's sitting there saying this wasn't a professional. Of course it was. Even though his gun jammed, is that what made him think he wasn't professional? Because here's the thing. At the end of the day, if your gun jams and you just calmly fix it and keep on doing what you're doing, okay, I'm sorry, because an untrained person would have been flustered. They probably would have been nervous or something like that. Okay, so anyway, the man was clearly professional. I mean, that's why they haven't caught him yet, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, this is all so nefarious. But hold on, one more thing to report before we're out of here. Let's talk about the NFL closing the investigation into DeShaun Watson's sex assault allegations. Okay, so they have closed the probe on him. This came out today, just hours ago. The NFL has closed its latest investigation into sexual assault accusations made against Cleveland Browns quarterback DeShaun Watson earlier this season. Now, TMZ confirmed this. They say, we're told the league found insufficient evidence to prove a personal conduct policy violation took place, and the matter is now a thing of the past. Now, the 29-year-old signal caller whose season ended after he tore his Achilles back in week 7 was hit with a lawsuit in September with a woman claiming that he assaulted her back in 2020. The woman, identified as Jane Doe, said she met Watson at a bar in Houston when he was a member of the Texans, and the two exchanged texts for several months before she invited him to her apartment for dinner. Now, after asking him to stay in the living room as she finished getting ready, Doe claims that she shockingly found Watson naked and lying face down on her bed. First of all, lying face down? What's really going on here? But let me continue. Alleging that he demanded she massage his butt. Let me get y'all to picture that. I want you all to picture that, specifically the ladies, okay? Ladies, please picture you inviting some man that you literally just met to your house. And you say to him, come over for dinner, why don't you? And then you proceed to go and get ready only to come out and find him butt naked, lying on your bed, bottoms up, talking about giving me a massage on butt cheeks. Sir, if you don't get out of here and have several seats before I pull out Mr. Smith and Mr. Watson, why don't you? Okay, this is all nefarious. This is all nefarious, but let me continue because I absolutely cannot. Anyway, let me gather myself. Okay, so not wanting to upset Watson, she said she rubbed his back, but for a bit before she rubbed his back for a bit before he grabbed her, put her on the bed, and then assaulted her. Not wanting to upset him. First of all, I would have been upset that you're naked on my clean sheets, and I don't know you like that, sir. The demanding that I give you a massage on cheeks. Okay. Sorry, she's worried about him being upset, honey. This is all reeking of lies right now. So no wonder he got dismissed, is all I'm saying. And so anyway, the two sides later settled the suit in October with the plaintiff's attorney, Tony Busby. Oh, another Tony Busby victim. Okay. Remember, I told you all about this, that Tony Busby's the one who had this case. All right. Telling the Associated Press there was a confidential settlement. Now, Watson, who denied the allegations, was previously suspended 11 games after numerous women accused him of sexual misconduct. He settled all but one lawsuit filed against him in 2022. 2 lawsuits against him remain active. This is all so crazy, honey. Okay. Now, maybe she was telling the truth, but one thing about it is the part about her, saying that she didn't want to upset him. That sounds like a lie to me. Girl, why would you worry about him being upset when he's the one in violation, clearly? Say what? I wish I would, honey. I wish I would, okay? Southwest Houston Tech said he denied the allegations but paid up. Nah, he guilty. With 11 accusations, I don't know. It could be plausible. It sounds plausible, but you never know. Okay, Claudette said, me too, queen. Buckhorse DC said, baby oil. Reggie said, get your greasy, nasty, ashy behind off my duvet. Juju said he was ready. Fat Boo said, take all the pleasure out of a good time. Roddy said he obviously had done that more than a few times. Ooh, honey, this is all crazy. This is all crazy. You know what? I need to file me an assault allegation against somebody now as I'm thinking about it, because about so many years ago. There was my friend's brother gave me a ride home from her house. This is when I was in college. And he asked me if he could use my restroom. And I said, sure. Can I use the bathroom? I said, yeah, go ahead. He goes and uses the bathroom, comes out butt naked. I'm like, what? What's going on here? If you don't get up out of my damn house before I call the police, okay? This is all crazy. I feel violated just remembering it. Oh, yes, it did. I'm not lying, honey. I can't make it up. TC Dan said, did you talk with about Jennifer Lewis's crazy interview? No, I didn't, beloved. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you for your contribution to the channel, honey. Jennifer Lewis needs to sit down somewhere, okay? She really does. All right. We next, aka DSB says, heads up, family. I am about to give 50 memberships. Good luck. Wow, 50? Yo, shout out to We Next, aka DSB. Thank you, beloved. Not 50 memberships. Thank you so much, honey. I really appreciate you, beloved. Okay. And thank you for all your contributions to the channels. Okay, y'all get ready. Okay, because 50 memberships is about to be dropped. There they go. Y'all make sure y'all shout him out, honey. Okay, 50 memberships. Thanks, beloved. I really, really appreciate you. Okay. And so that all being said, Juju said, DSB, I need you. Reggie talking about gasp. Oh, TC Dan said, Queen, you need to check it out. It was crazy. Honey, I know it was because Jennifer Lewis is crazy herself. Hold on, let me see. Who did she do this interview with? Who did she do this interview with, honey? Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. If I can't, I'll have to talk about it tomorrow. Oh, wait a minute. An explosive interview with Hollywood legend. You talking about the one she did with Stephen A. Smith from a week ago? Hold on. I'm gonna play some of this, honey. I'm gonna have to put a little music on so Stephen don't get me for a copyright strike. Because I love to hear Jennifer Lewis talking because she be saying some crazy stuff, okay? Please pay attention. Now, I'm going to play this video. I'm going to put an overlay on the screen and put a little music on, like I said. Flower Lotus said, yeah, she ain't right, okay? She is a handful, honey. Please pay attention. Okay, let me get my overlay ready. Shout out again to DSB. Okay, hold on. You all make sure you're sharing these videos because y'all know they got the poor little old Queen shadow band, honey. Please pay attention. They don't even show the real, correct, accurate number of my views or subscribers. I'm just sitting here trying to do my little old work on YouTube. Okay, here we go. Let me turn this down some. Okay.
I think Ohio State, this is a big game. Obviously, to me, this game is more about Ryan Day than anybody. Harbaugh's not there any longer. And to talk to you. First of all, how is life treating you? I want to know first things, how's life treating you? How's life? How's the working world? How is life, period? How are things going with you?
I gotta tell you, and I'm gonna be real honest with you, I walk around in a state of bliss now. And it's just simple as that. It took a lot of years to be able to say that. I know a lot of people don't use that word bliss, but that's the kind of work I've done. And I'm real proud of myself for doing it. You know, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder many, many years ago when I was 33. I'm 67 now. And I went and took care of myself. And that's mostly what I'm proud of. And that's why I'm able to enjoy the fruits of my labor. I don't know if you know, I had a horrible accident in the Serengeti in Tanzania 2 years ago,
yes, I did.
Near to this day. So I've been celebrating my 2-year anniversary. And Stephen, when I tell you the things I learned in recovery, I gotta say the bitch is back. I am walking, talking, laughing, singing, and I can even do my high kick now. That was the goal.
Excuse me.
I said, get that high kick back, Jenny. You're gonna be all right. It was an insane. It was
order that you said that you were diagnosed with at the age of 33 or so. when you talk about taking care of yourself, could you educate folks? When you take care of yourself, what does that mean? And how is one to take care of themselves? Because you said you take care of yourself now.
Yes. Well, first of all, we have one weapon in this world. One. We have one job. Self-care. Self-care. The only weapon we have is know thyself. No matter what's going on, you got to be ready.
When I think about the brothers, you were in that movie. I think about
sinking, that's depressed, that's acting out, that's shooting a gun out in the street, this, oh God, that's depressed. Arms are strong when the people you love fall. Yes, this thing is divisive, cruel, and evil, insane, narcissistic, and he's a sociopath. But honey, we are the people. And we're not going to allow this dictatorship. I told everybody you can be scared, but we must be unafraid. Now, how do you fight? You go to your city council meetings. You go to your zoning meetings. And you'll know who's raising your rent. Educate yourself, because you're losing your rights. And I'm talking to the Gen Zs and the millennials now. You ain't gonna have no pension if you don't fight. You ain't gonna have Social Security or health care if you don't fight. So learn how to fight. Listen to smart people. Listen to Steve. Listen to Stacey Abrams. Listen to Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett and Maxine Waters. Listen to them. Listen to who knows what roads to take now. Because this Republican Party ain't playing.
Let me ask you this. What about what they've said in terms of Black, particularly Black men and Latinos, supported him more than they have in the past? Why do you think that is? And what do you have to say to Black men and Latinos who were not in favor of supporting Kamala Harris?
Oh, honey. Oh, honey. When your favorite niece and your 13-year-old daughter is raped by your alcoholic brother or the next door neighbor, and she tries to abort that baby inside of her from a rape, you're going to regret that. They want to keep women in their place. It's so disgusting. I can't even put words to them voting for her. They didn't vote for her, didn't vote because she was a woman. They didn't care that she was smart and powerful, educated, beautiful, kind, joyful, fearless. She would have taken care of this country. She would have protected the people. She would have surrounded herself with great minds. But keeping women in their place was more important to them. And Black men, that was just shocking because, honey, he's going to give the military and the police permission to shoot you in your back, and there will be no immunity.
You know, it's interesting that she's saying this because it was Biden and Kamala who have now passed the bill September the 24th or September the 27th of 2024. Okay, the DOD 5240.1 that allows the military to come in and shoot civilians. So I'm confused. Does she know what she's talking about? But let's continue.
So, baby, y'all done fucked up. You took every right from your children. Once again, there will be no Social Security and pensions and rights. This thing has said you will never have to vote again. He's going to be in charge of the military. We have fucked up.
This lady is a hot mess. Okay, we next, aka DSB, just gifted 5 more memberships to the Queen's channel. Thank you again, beloved. I appreciate you. And then right after that, he gifted 5 more. Okay, so thank you again, beloved. All right. So with that all being said, you all make sure you're all taking advantage of those memberships. I'm going to be posting some memberships only information on this channel for you guys. Okay, so make sure you're paying attention. All right, and shout out again to DSB, honey. Y'all all need to be thanking him. Okay. But now back to Miss Jennifer Lewis. She's acting as if Donald Trump's going to be in office forever. He's only going to be here 4 years and then he's gone. Donald Trump is 70-something years old. How long does she think he's going to be in rule? Because she's talking about the children aren't going to have pensions. These are children, okay? They don't have to worry about pensions for decades. Like, she sounds real crazy. I'm wondering if she's been smoking.
End of story.
You don't think it was a simple situation of looking at the economy, looking at inflation, looking at crime and saying, excuse me, providing and protect. And as men, that's what we want. And as a result of that, I mean, I voted for her. I wasn't voting for him. But speaking to men who felt differently, they didn't think about Roe v. Wade. They didn't think about stuff. They thought about the economy, money in their pockets, and safety in the streets.
Listen,
It couldn't have been as simple as that.
First of all, do you see women breaking in people's houses? Do you
No,
see
no.
women shooting each other in the streets? They voted because they voted for Trump because, I hate saying his name. They voted for him because they hate themselves. And they see this thing as powerful, that he's going to move mountains for them and make them rich. And unfortunately, black men, they want a man. They were saying, I'm voting for the man. Well, we're going to see about that. And don't think we're all not at fault. All of us. We went to our jobs and came home and sat on the sofa and watched movies of destruction. Superman, Batman, the end of this, Armageddon. Well, all of that social consciousness has brought us here. So now, like I said, Lex Luthor is finally in the fucking White House. What are you going to do about it?
So let me transition back to you from this perspective, because despite whatever it is that you feel, and you've articulated it quite eloquently, I might add, in the end, you're saying there's always a silver lining in life and you got to take care of yourself. And I bring that up.
Okay, I think we've all heard enough of Miss Jennifer Lewis, bless her heart. Okay. Yeah, that was all very interesting. Thank you, TC Dan, for getting me to share that tidbit. Okay. And also, I was skipping over much of what she said because I didn't want to use that man's entire video clip, for one. And second of all, because I wanted to get to what she said about politics, because I had heard rumors, whispers that she was talking about politics and Trump. Okay, Hot Coco says, she said in the beginning she had bipolar. Jennifer's crazy. I'm not going to say she's crazy, but at the end of the day, her saying that children won't have pensions because of Trump, that's crazy, because he's only going to be here for 4 years. And those children will still be children in 4 years, will they not? I'm sorry. So anyway, Dawn D said, not the bless her heart queen. Right. You know what black people mean when they say bless her heart. Okay. So anyway, with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Y'all know I love my loyal royals, okay? I absolutely love my loyal royals. And with that all being said, oh, hold on. Let me say one more thing before I roll out of here. Hold on just a second. Let's talk about how Phil Mickelson, okay, or Mickelson, praises Daniel Penny for saving passengers' lives after a manslaughter charge was dismissed. Now, this also came out today. And if you don't know who this man is, he's like a big-time golfer, I do believe. So anyway, Daniel Penny scored a big win in court on Friday, and while he's not entirely out of the woods yet, the New Yorker is getting support from one of the greatest golfers of all time. Okay, thank you, Daniel. This is what he says. Thank you, Daniel, for serving your country and for protecting the many passengers whose lives were threatened by this violent and deranged individual. Violent. So since when is yelling violent? You see how they overinflate things, how they embellish stories when it pertains to people who look like me? Are y'all paying attention? This man literally is sitting up here saying violent. He didn't do anything violent. He was yelling and shouting. Okay, he was yelling and shouting. And let me just go back to something else that Daniel Penny said too. I forgot to address this. This is the guy right here. Now, I don't know this man, but they say he's a professional golfer, like I said, and I just happened to come upon this clip or this video. Phil Mickelson. What is his name? Mickelson? Is that how you say it? Because it looks like Mickelson. But anyway, nonetheless, he's sitting here praising this dude. And he goes on to say, thank you for saving the lives of the passengers, the many passengers who were threatened by this violent and deranged individual. Okay. Daniel Penny is a model citizen who should be praised for by the city of New York. He is a breed of young men who are becoming less and less common. He puts his own safety at risk to help others. He didn't cower or pull out his phone to film when Jordan Neely started threatening. Okay, this is what the golf legend is what they call him. He also shared a post from a conservative commentator describing Daniel as a model citizen. Okay, and then he said, they said he's just one of the people. This golfer is just one of the people, including celebrities, who have come to Penny's defense. Okay, I just want you all to pay attention. They're praising this man. Yeah, he's a whole hero. Let them tell it. But I promise you, if the shoe had been on the other foot, someone of my skin tone had done the same, exactly the same, with the same footage in every circumstance, identical to somebody who looked like Daniel Penny, it would be a whole nother story, honey. They wouldn't be praising the person. They wouldn't be saying all of this. Okay, and then sitting there calling him violent. But something else I wanted to point out, I almost forgot about Daniel Penny. Now, when he was talking, when he was wearing the suit, when he was sitting there describing what happened in the events of that day, he said that the people didn't record the first part of it. And that the reason they didn't do so is because they were too busy running and getting out of the way. And then he said they started recording after they saw it was under control. No, that's not what happened. The people were not recording in the first place, likely, because there was nothing to record as far as they were concerned, because no one was in imminent danger. The people likely started recording when you put your arms around that man's throat as he lay on the ground being subdued by other people as well, and you choked the life out of him. That's why they started recording. Okay, that's when I would have started recording. Okay, so I'm telling you, it wasn't because, the situation is under control, trying to make it like it was in favor of him. No, people were recording because they saw what you were doing, and some of those people were afraid. Now, for Jordan Neely's life, now here's the thing: some people may have felt that Daniel Penny did the right thing, or may have been relieved that he did it, or whatever. But at the end of the day, I assure you that most of those people that were on that train that day, I felt like he did too much. Okay. Felt like he went too far. Okay, so please pay attention, honey. They're trying to make this man into a hero, but isn't that always what they do when it's somebody of that skin tone? They have a complexion for the protection. And another thing I want to point out before I leave is think about the story of Brian Thompson, the United Healthcare CEO. Remember how they were describing the assailant who took his life? They said he was light-skinned. Say what? He's white. What are you talking about? Why would they say he's light-skinned? That's a term that we use for Black people who are lighter than most. Okay, we call them light-skinned. Why would they say a white person's light-skinned? All white people have light skin. So why would they say that? Were they trying to make it seem like it was a Black person? I just have questions, because they do stuff like that. Okay, they do stuff like that, and like I've shown and proven to you all before, that sometimes when nefarious things happen, criminal things occur, they'll put the story out there and put a Black person's face on it, knowing darn well that's not the person who did it. That the person who did it is not even Black. And also, remember how I told you guys about the young lady, the young girl who was 11 years old on the bus stop, and she was almost abducted one morning here in Atlanta. Okay, and then when the news reported the identification or the description that she gave of her assailant that she escaped from, thank God, they just simply said it was a bushy-haired man. Now, I want you all to pay attention. Why did they say it was a bushy-haired man? Because that sounds like a Black person. Because Black people are the ones who disproportionately have bushy hair. But that man was white. He was a white man with thick, dark hair. But they didn't say he was white. If you're going to give a description of the person who they should be looking for, who the police are looking for, who tried to abduct someone's child from a bus stop, who's very dangerous, who's a whole child predator, if you want to describe him, you should start off with his race. Don't just tell us he has bushy hair and leave it at that. That's literally all they said. That's literally the only description they gave of him. And I went digging and found out from sources, okay, close to the story, that it was in fact a white man, okay, with thick hair. But they only said bushy hair to make it sound like it was somebody. But like, I want you all to pay attention. I want you all to pay attention, okay? True Raw Family says, preach. Thank you, beloved. All right, this is all crazy, but this, you have to pay attention. Now they're sitting up here talking about the man who shot the CEO was light-skinned. This is all something else, honey, okay? This is all crazy. Songwriter Sonny said the shooter looks Colombian to me. He looks like a white person to me, in all fairness. He just looks like a regular white person, in my opinion. But whatever he is, he's not light-skinned. That's not how I would ever describe him. Okay? I'm sorry. Mariah Carey is light-skinned. Halle Berry is light-skinned. Okay? I'm just saying Cardi B is light-skinned. Okay? Those are light-skinned people. Beyonce is light-skinned. Okay, I'm sorry. Make it all make sense. So anyway, with that all being said, everyone please like and share. Cookie said Queen is definitely Queen, and thank you, beloved. Okay, so listen, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. Listen, I love you all to life. For those of you who follow the spiritual channel, who have memberships, I will be going live on there tomorrow, early in the day, okay, probably around 11 or noon, but to finish up the reading of that book, that's getting real interesting, by the way, and then I'll probably upload something for the other people on this channel that are not members, okay, on the spiritual channel. So with that all being said, I love you all. Juju said Cardi B don't count, okay? So with that all being said, I love you all to life. I hope you enjoy the rest of this evening. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece. This time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got